I'm not a master in English. Hi, YouTube. Good night. Actually, good evening. I hope you guys have fun today. I'm here with Luis and Ricardo, and I was presenting myself. I am 21. I'm from Minas, but I live in Goiás, and I am a international relations student, and I also work with it in this area, and I really like it. Sometimes I don't, but I think it's normal. What about you, Luis? Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I can. I'm a Cearense. I don't know how I say Cearense. You're from a state. Can you say to me?
What?
Can
Sorry?
you say to me how I can say where state am I?
Yeah, you can say, I mean, I'm
Like
from the
like Ceará,
state of
like
Ceará.
like Ceará. Yeah, like Ceará, Cearense.
I think it doesn't change Cearense. I don't know. I don't know if there's a translation for,
But you
this
say
word, but I have no idea how to say this.
I'm a I'm Cearense. I'm 18 years old, and I like sports. I like sports and to study English, but I don't study English. Since 5 years ago, I don't study. I just studied one time, and I'm beginning again. And I am here since morning tonight. I live here in this side. It's good.
Okay, I wish you luck in your routine of studying English. That's really cool. And I am not a student of English as well. I need to be, but I'm a little bit lazy of, studying. But yeah, that's it. Hi, Vanessa. How are you?
Hi, good evening.
Good
Excuse my late.
evening. No, I was late as well. I had a problem with my computer, so you don't need to worry. Okay. So now, Ricardo, could you introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Ricardo. I'm living at Francês. It's of course from São Paulo. It's the first city of Brazil. I'm married. I work as a telecommunications field. I work as a network analyst, but nowadays everyone calls like IT. Well, I love walking the beach, and I have two pets, Pudim and Quindim, and well, I have a daughter too. That's it.
Hey, thank you, Ricardo. What about you, Vanessa? Tell us about yourself.
Sure, my name is Vanessa. I'm from Rio de Janeiro. I'm 39 years old, and I am a beginner in English. And I am a marriage. I don't have a kids, but I have 4 cats. I am a biologist with the experience in microbiologist, and I have a master and doctoral degree in material science. And I study English because my professional area is very exigent at this point. I don't have a chance escape for this. And I like so much a gym and practice exercises. I love rock and roll and games and lives in Twitch platform. That's it.
Okay, thank you. So Ricardo is in the gym right now. I think so, right? He's a big fan of it as
Yeah,
well.
uh, it's a curiosity. Today is the rock day in Brazil. Huh?
Yeah, so let's finally start the conversation. Here we have 5 questions. Do you guys can see it? All of you? Are you guys seeing the questions? Right? Okay, fine. So the first one is prison an effective form of punishment? This question is really interesting because I was, thinking about how can a person change and learn from a mistake, a big mistake. It's not just, oh, I lied to my daddy or to my mom, or I I did something like I eat the food of my sister. I don't know. It's a big mistake, a huge mistake. But do you guys think going to prison because of a big mistake is effective in the way that this person could learn how to change? Do you believe in it, Vanessa?
Well, I think it's depend of the crime, depend of the conditions and psychological and physical too, and how these conditions of the punishment, this effective form. I don't know. I think it's not very effective. You how can I say, introduce your prisoner in ambient of hate, of very violence, very. I think this points is increase for the behaviors, the bad behaviors. I think it is not effective for this. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you for your answer. And you, Louise, do you agree with what Vanessa said, or do you have a different perspective?
I guess prison don't prove human behavior, and the death the death punishment is bigger. How can you punish some people that is death? That isn't punishment, is death. So the best punishment is in a place that can improve their people, but in the prison is a high school of crime. Prison becomes a high school of crime that the person that entered in that place left worse than before. So it's the our system is the is no there's no reference in this, and there is no sense when people are locked in leg and free to do more crimes. There is this system here in Brazil, and when have commemorations like Christmas, they have freedom to 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 go out of prison, and they don't returns, and still have the behavior of the crimes, the same crimes they collocted. So the system here have no sense.
Okay. And what about you, Ricardo? Is prison effective?
Well, it's a little polemic topic, yeah? But well, unfortunately, sometimes it's not an option; it's an obligation, because unfortunately, there are a kind of person like killers or psychos. Well, it's not just the own thing. In my opinion, sometimes it's necessary another things like therapy on the jail, or work. I believe that's not useful for these guys became better when they just keep sleeping or talking to each other about another crime. So I believe that his job is one part of the process. Maybe in the future, we will find a better place to live. But nowadays, unfortunately, we faced a lot of violence. Brazil is the biggest number of the killers occurs in Brazil. 10% of the earth. So unfortunately, maybe someday we could try to live like, for example, Holland, Netherlands. That's the prison is useless because in 10 years. I watched a documentary or news, I don't remember, and the Netherlands, one prison was, how do you say, canceled or not, I'm not sure exactly the word, because in 10 years, any kind of prisoners use this local, so in this case, but unfortunately in Brazil, it's necessary. That's it.
Okay, thank you. I think I agree somehow with Vanessa. I think it's not a total effective form of punishment, but at the same time, I don't know, maybe if a person steal my cell phone, I'm going to wish them dead. Like, oh my God, you couldn't do this. You know, I worked so hard to buy this and then you just stealing it. And then if someone, you know, kills somebody that I like, that I love, I'm going to, you know, I just don't know how to express it. But at the same time, there's another side of understanding why this person have done this and how could we help this person to change in order to, you know, put her back in society, and this person could learn to be a better human being and being to, you know, live in society without hurting, you know, the persons around them. But at the same time, I think sometimes we don't have options, like you're going to prison, or maybe you can just keep doing your crimes and not caring about anyone, doing whatever you want, and that's it. Of course, I think in some occasions, crime is related to social inequality. And what I mean is, you know, people don't get access to the things that the high society can do. So in order to, you know, have something, they need to steal it. But, you know, that's not just simple. But it's a tricky question. I don't have a final answer, but I don't think it's effective, not at all. So now question number 2. Luis, you are 18, right? So have you ever been in a situation where you almost end up in jail? How was it?
I didn't understand. Can you repeat?
Have you ever been in a situation where you almost ended up in jail? How was it?
No, it's still not.
Okay. But have you ever imagined how could it be, or any, you know, situation hypothetically?
I just fear the soup.
Okay, fine. What about you, Vanessa? Have you?
I have never been in similar situation, but I was always very afraid my mother because she said always told me uh, um, that if she picked me for the jail, she would beat me up. And in my adolescência, I não sei,
Youth.
a teenager, I don't know.
Yeah, it can be teenager or youth.
Thank you. And I have experience with persons, with the persons have a little bit criminal use of the drugs or robbery or still, I don't know. And but I'm not involved for this, but I talk with with persons, but only sympathy and hi.
Yeah, I get it. So I've never been in a situation like that before. My dad has a lot of times because he's a really explosive person. He doesn't control his feelings. He just, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to, it's so hard to talk with him sometimes when he's angry. But there was a time where I was afraid because I didn't pay to get the bus, in this station. And there was a person working that, and she called the cops. I guess so. But I was like, oh my God, I'm going to jail. Or maybe they're going to, I don't know, do something to me. But that was a mistake. But I didn't had my card to take the bus. And here where I live, we cannot buy the just give the money to go to the bus. You need to have a little, I don't know the name of the thing, card. You need to have a card, and then we need to put money in this card, and then you can use it. So I didn't have the card at the time, and it happens, but that's totally fine. Nothing happened, and I'm totally okay. So, and you, Ricardo, have you been in a situation like that?
Thank God, no. And my siblings or a close relative, not to. But well, when there was a teenager, it's common. The police use the well. It's really common in that time. The policy. I'm not sure if you use the word investigator. Well, suddenly they look at you and maybe this case could be some problem. So this case is common. I believe that is the most close that a situation like that. How do you say geral? In English is another concept. Eles davam a geral, but nowadays is hard to just in specific case, but it's not so common like when I was a teenager. That's it.
Okay, fine. So now question number 3. Luis, is it right to keep the prisoners far from social interaction? By this action, are they going to be better human beings?
No, no, the prison system is failed. Everybody knows, and the social interaction they don't have this. They avoid. They interact between them. But like I say, as I say, the the prison is just to punish, not to the goal of improve day. It's just to punish, not to improve. And they here in Brazil they go jailed in one day, and the other day they are free. But when to the case in here is 4 years the longest time one person can do can do jail. For example, in the majority cases, but in United States, for example, they can be jailed for 100 years or all life. But here in Brazil is 4 years, and after the 4 years, they go out of prison and return to the crimes. And
That's really sad.
just to complete, uh, like is a current time. They don't they don't they don't they don't avoid of social interaction. They have social interaction there enter the prison, and when they go out, that is a cool time.
Yeah, that's really sad. And what do you think about this question, Ricardo? Are you like the most fan of social interaction in prison?
Uh, well, uh, uh, this situation is okay. Could it be a revenge? I it's a possibility, yeah. But for the other hand, well, in our planet, even countries like from Europe or just the United States or Canada, I believe that is not reaching a so good level. Uh, I believe that is not our the mankind is not so mature to reach a certain level that is possible to don't let the prisoners on the jail. So in this case, well, it's possible interaction, human interaction inside of the jail. But for example, not to put this guy on the prison, unfortunately, it's not possible because okay, like a children, for example, oh, it's not possible to do the same thing anymore. Okay, my friend. Unfortunately, it's not possible because this guy is not reached the maturity. But for the hand, for example, a guy, a specific guy that have more than 18 years old, and they have some kind of perception of your life now. The difference into the good actions and the bad actions. So in this case, unfortunately, I believe it's necessary. Not in all cases, but there are certain cases, for example, killers. Unfortunately, there are some kind of a person is so evil and is not rush another action to do. That's it.
Yes, I agree with you with the last part about, people who do evil things to the others, like serial killers or even the psychopaths and people like that. And you, Vanessa, what's your opinion?
I agree with Ricardo. If the criminal represents a social risk potential, I think it is not possible this convivence with this society immediate moment, I don't know. And these examples, the psychopaths and murderers and rapists, I don't know. And I think it is very dangerous, mainly for children's or people in general. But I'll talk here in Brazil, the systems is not so good. I think this gradual reintegration under supervision can be an important alternative for the individual recovery. But in the in nowadays system, I think this don't work. this effective the effective form, I think don't work.
Yes, I agree with you. I mean, keeping a person from social interaction, it's not going to work because we are humans and we need this to survive, to learn, to, to be happy somehow. But I really like what Vanessa said about having a process of recovery and reintegration. I don't know how to say this word, sorry. But, working on different ways of helping this person to, avoid doing the same things again. And it's really hard because even if the person is in prison like for 10 years, and then what after? Is the person going to have a beautiful home, a beautiful place to live with a beautiful family? Not, I think they had a lot of prejudice to find new work and a place to live and even friends. So I don't know if it's effective because, you're passing 20, 10, 30 years in a place where you cannot talk to people if the person, don't go there to see you. So I don't know. They're not going to be better human beings, but I feel that some of them, they need to be far from society because they represent a danger. And I don't know how to, solve this problem, how to think about ways of helping this kind of person. I think there's a specific kind of treatment, like taking medicine, having someone by your side, looking at your actions, but it's not easy and not everyone has the right and the money to pay for it. So that's really hard and really sad. So let's go to question number 5 instead of question number 4. And I'm going to ask you, Ricardo, for you, sentencing people to life in prison makes any sense? What about death sentences? Do you like it? Do you agree? Are you there, Ricardo?
Number 4, no, that's the question.
Number 5.
Number 5, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Well, essentially, I'm a pacifist. So I believe that it's possible to change your life, become a better person. But well, I can't say that this situation is not for all kinds of people, unfortunately. So there are some kind of crime that's so evil. And well, for example, I could mention a guy that killed more than 30 person. I don't know, but it sounds like if this guy go out of the prison, it sounds like this guy commit another crime, I believe. So in this case, there are some person that's not possible to live in our society. So in this case, unfortunately, there are some cases. I believe that it's just a small person, but for the other hand, countries like Brazil, when the most part of the people don't receive enough education and enough conditions, I'm not sure if this kind, for example, of perpetual prison is good in Brazil, but well, for the other hand, a lot of prisoners kill someone and keep on the jail just 5 or 10 years. And so I don't know. Well, in the other countries, Europe, for example, there are permanent prison, or the guy kept on the jail, I don't know, 40 years, maybe more. But in countries like that, the population receive, I don't know, essentially everything that we need. So in this case, I believe it's fair. It's more fair in countries like that. But well, in Brazil, certainly it's necessary increase the number of the years when some certain crimes like killers or kidnapping or some things like that. That's it.
Yeah, thank you. And Vanessa, tell us your thoughts about the question.
I don't know discuss for this, but I believe in the case of hediondos, I don't know, crimes hediondos, I think it depends of the crime specifically, but I think one more time, in Brazil does not work, don't work. But in United States, I think this is very common in heinous crimes, this sentenced perpetual or death
I
sentence.
think that's a perpetual penalty. I don't know.
I think this common out of here, but is here I don't work for, because we don't have a laws specifically in constitution. I don't know, because this very fail. I don't know, the system no don't work. I don't know.
Okay, fine. These questions, they're really hard for me either. I just don't know how to answer them, but it's good to share our, thoughts about the subject. And you, Luis, I guess you said before that you don't agree with death sentences, but what about being all your life in a prison?
Passed the airplane above me, and I didn't hear what you said. An airplane.
Airplane?
Yeah, airplane passed above of me. and I didn't understand what he said.
I'm sorry. We were talking about question number 5, which is for you. Sentencing people to life in prison makes any sense? What about death sentences? I said that in the beginning of the conversation, you said that you don't agree with that sentences, but I'm not sure if you have said that. Is it right?
This final of your phrase, I didn't understand again. This final phrase, can you repeat louder?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry. I was saying that in the beginning of the conversation, you said that you don't agree with death sentences, sentencing people to die in prison.
Yeah, I say this. This this don't punish the 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 killer or other crime. This is just to to give to give peace to the parents, to the familiars. I don't know how to say parents. Can
Me
you
neither. I don't know, your relatives? Maybe.
relatives? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bye-bye,
the
Ricardo.
by Ricardo, I say the
Wonderful
death
day for thanks a lot. Bye bye.
by I say that the
Oh, have he visit to you as well? I think so. Can you hear Luis, Vanessa?
I hear you. I don't hear Luis.
Yeah,
Travou dele.
me as well. I think it's not working. That's really sad because Ricardo has gone and now Luis. So let's keep talking about the questions. We are going to wait for him. So now you can pick a question, Vanessa. 6, 7, 8, or 9. Oh, Luis is back. Hi.
Hi, Luis. Can you hear me? You out? I
You
don't
are
hear you.
muted. You're muted, Luis.
You're muted, Luis.
I think he's trying to find the button to
I don't hear you.
speak.
ah no,
Okay.
but I go out and I don't know how.
Yeah, I think it was a connection problem. But you were talking about question number 5. Do you have something to add?
Yeah. No, I was responding what did you ask to me. I say that the death punishment is just to give peace to the relatives. You don't to punish the the robber or killer. Is because he's deaf in just in a few minutes with the with the electrical chair or that that shot.
That's really sad. I was talking to Vanessa that she could pick a question number 6, 7, 8, or 9. Do you like some of these, Vanessa? You can choose one.
I don't know. You order equal for me. This question 7. I don't know.
You can read the question.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know that those who are wealthy are able to upgrade their facilities to stay at nicer jails than those who are poor and may have committed the same exact crime. What's your opinion about this fact? It's very
So what's your
interesting.
opinion? Yeah,
I don't know this, and I think this rich and the poor is very different, the situation, and em cometer crimes. I think this I know in only this when I have degree and elevating in school, I have a one jail especially only. But I think it's not equal in the judgment include in situations in general, not only jail and the judgment too. I don't know think for this because I don't have a solution for this. Is
yeah,
is very more is very most important topic for equality and diminuir a desigualdade do que a ponta, né, do iceberg, enfim. Isso aí é só a ponta para o cara
yeah,
cometer o crime, enfim. I
yeah.
don't know this think to this.
Yes, I think I'm with you. Like, you know, some people have privilege, so they can pay your television in the jail. They can have a better bed to sleep, or even a better food, or, you know, have access to things that the poor, they don't have it. So I think that's not equal, and we are treating people different. You said that some people with degree have some privilege as well, but at the same time, I don't know if having a degree means that you tried to be a better person, but you couldn't. I don't know what's supposed to mean. You have studied, you had the privilege to study, and the other doesn't have it, didn't have it. Or maybe, I don't know. It's really hard to compare the two sides and then find a solution. I think we should treat everyone in the same way. But at the same time, you know, if a person is have a special needy, like their autism, or they are, you know, they need something special in order to survive, they should receive more attention so they could have a better life in prison, even though they're criminals. But it's really hard to balance those kind of things because I have no idea of how it feels to be one, or how it feels to judge one person, or how it feels to get your family killed by someone, you know. I don't know. I think I would be really angry at the person, but I just don't know. My favorite, you know, phrase in this conversation is I don't know. I just don't know nothing. And you, Luis, we were talking about question number 7, and it asks us to, you know, make some reflections about people who were rich and they can be in prison, but at the same time they can have a television, a better bed to sleep, and then the poor people, they don't have access to it because they don't have money. What do you think about this, about the privilege that some people has in prison?
This is the hierarchy. I don't know how to say hierarchy. I think it is this form, and the the benefits they have is just what keep them in the power. The 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 reason the inequality don't inequality, the reason why the inequality is the is the is the rule today is because the corruption, and we all know because that church that says that Brazil would be the best place to live if don't exist the corruption, and the corruption is what makes the crime. The the politicians they make business with the criminals, and they keep the crime. They finance the crime. So the on inequality inequality is made by the politicians, and we always vote in the politicians like like the tyrant, like the tyrants in a country here in America, in South America. You know, I don't know, I don't remember, but is I will search his name.
Oh, either.
This 1 minute.
Okay.
He's handsome. This is he's a little handsome. This new tyrant. Here in Brazil, he's called tyrant, but in there, I think he's in Guatemala. What I don't remember, but I think he's in Guatemala, and he catched all gangsters, and the country passed 1 year of peace, and he catched he began to catch all corruption, all corruptors, and the peace king reigneth. So the problem here isn't the inequality, is the politicians in all places of the world. The problem is the tail. The problem is the top.
Yeah, I
And
got it.
we know is won't finish. We always vote in a new president that will do the same things the the later.
Yeah, that's really sad. I mean, I don't agree with people having privilege in jail because, you know, they're people. Having money doesn't mean you deserve to be treated in a, you know, in a better way than the other who doesn't have it. But, you know, it happens and that's life. So now we have just 4 minutes, but I would like to ask you a, you know, a funny question about, like, think about something that you do a lot, or it may be wrong, but you do it. So Vanessa, why would you be arrested? Is there anything that you do a lot and you could be arrested for it? Why? Or think about something that you do a lot, although or that you want to do, but you doesn't do it.
I don't understand the question.
I mean, why would you
Sorry.
be arrested? Is there anything that you do a lot that can be considered a crime, or maybe a, I don't know how to say this, a white crime? That's really, you know, wrong to say white crime. But is there anything?
And I think this white crime is very difficult for detecting this.
Yeah.
But it depends of the culture, the countries. I think one more time in Brazil, it's not work, don't work. And the white crime is very interesting for us because it involves all society. It's not only related only the criminoso. It's very important the conscience of the people about this. But
Yes.
we have mainly difficult in basic school and and
Yeah, yeah.
it's very so far so far, and this educational for people for detect to this, I think.
Okay. Thank you for your answer. Now we have 2 minutes. Let's do it really quick. Louise, would you be arrested for something that you do in your routine? And I don't
If
know.
it, if it would it if would it be I would be arrested?
Yes.
No, I'm that right person in all things, and I searched it. The new tyrant is a new Naib. Is Naib Bukele. Naib Bukele in Central
Okay.
America.
Okay. Thank you. So now you guys are so cool or so, right people. And I think maybe for me, accessing things that I couldn't do, like books without paying, and also movies, because today we have Netflix, HBO, Amazon, and then Disney. I can't pay for everything. So I just search for the torrent. I think everyone knows it, and it's a crime. But I don't do this anymore. I am free to, you know, doing it. So guys, we don't have much time. It's 9 o'clock, and I want to say thank you for all of you, for Luis and Vanessa. It was a good conversation. I didn't like that much this topic, but even though it's a good way to think about, the subject, I think it's important to know and to have an opinion about prisoners and then going to prison, what should it be, how it feels like. But I'm really glad that each one of you answered the questions, and I had a lot of fun with you. And I want to say that next week I'll be here in the same time. And then we're going to talk about something more fun, maybe. So I wish you're here again with me. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Good night. See you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Good night.